Bangor. From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, officials determine a 3-year-old girl in Edgecombe died as a result of homicide.
Plus, we'll hear police frustrations over repeat offenders who are allowed back on the streets.
And people in Prospect Harbor are asking the government to help save a historic landmark.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Lots going on to tell you about. But first, we're going to talk about the weather. And as far as the weather is concerned, kind of a quiet day ahead. As you know, just kind of gray out there.
I know.
Typical winter day in Maine.
Right. You'll have to make your own sun somehow.
Yeah.
Devin Biggs has the forecast.
Hey, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. We've made it to Thursday, and aerial flood advisory is in effect. It's been extended now and expanded, actually, until Thursday at around 1 p.m. again, just to the south and west of Lincoln. And yes, because of an ice jam, that continues to be an issue. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the time change on this advisory again as things will continue to develop with that ice jam that has since developed. But moving forward, though, we're going to be watching for some snow that's off toward the north this morning. And we've seen a few returns on the radar, so possibly a few flurries even in a few spots even this morning. But most of us today will stay dry with a mostly cloudy sky. And overall, we're not going to be looking too bad moving forward. Now, we do have a front that's tracking off from the southwest to the north and east. We have the warm front right over us, so it does mean some warmer temperatures will be on the way. 40s will make a return later on to the forecast period. But overall, winds will be out of the east at times in general, but jumping directions as you can tell. But the winds, even though they're changing directions, not too bad in general at around 5 miles per hour or less sustained. But futurecast, most of the snow will stay to the north. We'll just have the clouds, maybe some peaks of sunshine from time to time, but ultimately the clouds will win out overall. So your forecast for today, upper 30s, mostly cloudy. The east wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy again, lows in the upper 20s, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. In our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, plenty of clouds, temperatures making into the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin. Well, first this morning, an update regarding the 3-year-old child who was found unresponsive and later died on Christmas Day. Maine State Police now say that child's death was a homicide. The 3-year-old child has been identified as McKinsley Handrahan of Edgecombe. The medical examiner's office determined the little girl died as a result of homicide, although they haven't said what caused her death.
Shortly after 7:30 Christmas morning, the Lincoln County Communications Center received a 911 call in Edgecombe regarding a 3-year-old child that was not breathing. Rescue and sheriff's deputies responded to the residence, which was located on Route 1. McKenzie was transported to Miles Memorial Hospital and was pronounced dead. Maine State Police detectives continue to investigate the circumstances surrounding her death. We will bring you any new information as it becomes available. Now for an update about a story aired yesterday about Joel Williams, a brewer man who was arrested for assault after allegedly having an altercation with a worker at a Circle K in Brewer. This is his 25th offense, and he still is on the street this morning. An all too real frustration for law enforcement. David Ledford has the story.
We need to take a serious look at how we're handling these things right now in Maine.
A Brewer man, Joel Williams, is facing charges after allegedly assaulting a store clerk at Circle K on North Main Street the day after Christmas. According to Brewer Public Safety Director Jason Moffett, Williams had 24 active sets of bail conditions across the state at the time of his arrest. Moffett says that while Williams' number of arrests are high, it is not unusual for an individual to have multiple active sets of bail in Maine due to the state's bail code.
For me, it is frustrating, but it is nowhere near as frustrating as for my officers on the street. And some of these folks are getting arrested, 3 or 4 times in a week.
LD 1703, legislation known as an act to amend the bail code, would lower the cost of bail fees if passed. According to Moffett, this legislation could make it more difficult for judicial officers to keep repeat offenders off of the street, and says that it's important to have a system in place to hold criminal offenders accountable.
We need to amend the current bail code for sure. Unfortunately, the jail is needed for people that may need that temporary time out, even before they've been sentenced, to protect the rest of the public.
According to the Penobscot Judicial Center Clerk's Office, Williams has already been released on bail for this latest offense, bail set at $250. Williams' dispositional conference, the first court date for his case after his initial arraignment, will take place on March 13, 2023. David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Meanwhile, a Penobscot County grand jury has indicted a Holden man on more than a dozen gross sexual assault charges. 55-year-old Morris Carr was also indicted back in May on 8 counts of gross sexual assault. Carr was arrested in March for assaulting a victim under the age of 12. Police say there are also multiple alleged victims in the case. 37-year-old Monica Clark of Bangor and 34-year-old Roger Grego of Stonington have also been indicted on multiple drug trafficking charges in connection with a major drug seizure during a traffic stop in October. Clark and Grego were in a car that was searched by Penobscot County Sheriff's deputies. More than 1,300 grams of illegal narcotics were found, including more than a kilo of fentanyl, methamphetamine, cocaine, and crack cocaine, with an estimated street value of $190,000. There were also children in the car, and DHHS was called in.
There was a scary situation in Brewer yesterday morning. A Buick traveling northbound on South Main Street hit this truck and then rolled over. There were 2 people inside the car. One suffered minor injuries. The owner of the truck was not hurt in the accident. Brewer Police Department tells us that the accident is under investigation.
Well, some Mainers are still without power days after that major winter storm tore through the area. According to Versant Power's most recent estimates, there are now a little more than 600 waiting for the lights to come back on. The majority of those are in Washington County, actually Hancock County, with a couple of hundred still in Washington County. Versant President John Flynn says that line crews are working diligently while also fighting off the fatigue of the days-long restoration effort.
So we're seeing, number one, more snapped utility poles than we've ever seen before, really reminiscent of a hurricane type event. We had, as of this morning's call, we'll have another call at 3. My guess is the number will be higher. We had 78 utility poles that were snapped. We have miles of conductor laying on the ground, literally just ripped off of poles.
Well, Flynn says Versant hopes that the majority of those without power will be restored in the next day or so.
There's some good news for those earning minimum wage. Starting January 1st, minimum wage will increase from $12.75 to $13.80. That increase is based on a state law for annual adjustments for the cost of living. Also starting January 1st, employers with 11 or more workers have to pay out unused as well as accrued vacation time when a worker leaves their job.
The town of Lincoln has announced the transfer station will start charging dumping fees for certain items due to increased operation costs. And that will begin on January 2nd. There will now be a $5 fee for pickup truck or trailer loads of brush and $10 for dump trucks. There will also be a $1 fee for each electronic item that needs to be dumped.
It was a big loss when a historic landmark was badly damaged by fire in Prospect Harbor, but it may see new life. The community is asking for help to restore the cottage near the Prospect Harbor Lighthouse. Devin Dagnall spoke with the officials who could decide the fate of the structure.
6 months have passed since the cottage next to the Prospect Harbor Lighthouse caught fire in Goldsboro. Since then, the town and the Historical Society have spoken out in favor of the full restoration of the cottage by sending a petition to State Representative Jared Golden.
It's a landmark. It's a historic landmark, and we don't really want to see it demolished or destroyed.
That's Ray Mathewson, the vice president of the Goldsboro Historical Society and one of the individuals who spearheaded the petition to restore Gulls Cottage. The petition is all the town can do for the historic cottage because it's actually owned by the U.S. Navy, so they can't take any action of their own.
All very enthusiastic about signing the petition. A lot of people were not even full-time residents here. They were summertime residents, and they were all very, very supportive of it. It was very important to them to restore that keeper's house.
Recently, the Historical Society was given hope when workers began constructing a temporary roof over the cottage. When we reached out to the Navy to ask if any decision had been made for the cottage, Jeremy Lambert of the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard responded by stating, "The Navy's decision on the future of Gull Cottage has not been made." However, he did also say, "The Navy must consider effects on historic properties and will provide an opportunity for interested parties and the public to participate in a consultation to identify and evaluate these effects." The Navy anticipates the engagement effort will begin in spring 2023. According to Mathewson, his work is far from over.
We will plan to attend those meetings when and if they happen. They have been appropriately coming to the select board meetings several times since it happened. We obviously can't get old beams and old wood and everything in there, but we'd like to restore it as much as possible to the original as-is condition.
For ABC7 and Fox 22, I'm Devin Dagnalt.
Well, we wish them the best of luck. Should know more about that coming up this spring.
A big project they had got to undertake.
Yeah.
Well, the time now is 8:10. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear who Governor Mills has nominated to be the new colonel of the Maine State Police.
But first, another check of our forecast. Looks like a mostly cloudy day today with highs near 38 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Lows dropping down to around 27. Tomorrow, an even warmer day. It will be mostly cloudy with highs near 42.
Oh, that's normal. Wow.
This holiday season, get 2.9% APR for 48 months plus $500 trade assist cash on a new 2023 Forte.
Come try one of our daily specials at Pat's Pizza in Hamden.
Tuesday, spaghetti or ziti with meatballs or sausage, only $5.50.
Wednesday, large one-topping pizza, only $8.50.
Thursday, get an oven-baked wrap for only $6.
Friday is fish and fries for only $8.
And Saturday, get a small one-item pizza with a fountain soda, only $8.
Bring the family to Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road, North Hamden.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
On the next Last Man Standing, Eve gets some help with her drill skills.
I know he's a Marine, but I think I can outshoot most of them with my eyes closed.
You wonder why I don't go hunting with you anymore.
And Kristen gets a new job.
Everybody, this is my new boss.
Hey, man, you look familiar.
Is that your car?
Yeah, I had it souped up a bit. You know, for more power.
Oh, yeah. Last Man Standing. This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
One Maine police station is looking to get its department on the Reels primetime show On Patrol Live. Matthew Duronsik has the story.
In the town of Holden, Police Chief Chris Greeley always comes up with unique ideas to help give back to the community. And this time he is taking it to a new level. Holden PD going to national TV.
I just thought it would be fun to maybe get a shout out from this police-focused TV show and raise money for charity at the same time.
The show Greeley is talking about is On Patrol Live, a series that follows police officers and sheriffs across the country.
We're a very busy little police department. Last month we dealt with 276 different things in 1 month. Last year we had a record of 412, we call them arrests. They're basically 412 times we dealt with a criminal case where somebody was charged. That's a high number for a town with a population of 3,200 people.
On Patrol Live highlights patrol units across the United States, and Greeley suggests that Maine could be a destination worth visiting.
Geographically, they've not been to this part of the country. I think that's one thing that might interest them. Secondly, we're a very proactive police department. My officers are out there very diligently arresting people who are wanted and getting OUIs and responding to crimes, and then charging people.
However, Greeley says what separates other departments from his is how the officers protect and serve. They really take the service to a different level.
But we also do public relation things, I think, that a lot of police departments don't do. 25 Days of Kindness, we raised over $26,000 this year, and so far we've given away over $19,000 in cash to people in Holden mostly.
A police department that is not only community-centric, but fun to be around, Greeley has a message for the directors of On Patrol Live.
Come to Maine, visit the Holden Police Department.
Matthew Jurancic, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Meanwhile, Governor Mills has made her selection for the state's next top cop. Major William Ross has been nominated to serve as Colonel of the Maine State Police. A 24-year law enforcement veteran, Ross has been a trooper since 2002 and spent time patrolling York County before becoming a detective. He then worked as a sergeant for the Major Crimes Unit before being promoted to his current position, in which he oversees numerous units and divisions. Governor Mills says Ross is a dedicated law enforcement professional who exemplifies the state police values of integrity, fairness, compassion, and excellence. He's being nominated to succeed Colonel John Cody, who retired in September.
The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office is using special technology to aid with ice jams and flooding issues in Howland. They were called in to aid the Penobscot County Emergency Management Agency to help monitor and troubleshoot the situation. The Sheriff's Office drone team was able to fly the area and provided detailed video footage to Howland's town officials. They'd like to remind motorists to not drive through the area of water-covered roads and to use caution near shoulders of flooded roadways.
Ice jam's always a problem this time of year up around Howland. It's caused some flooding in the past, and I've been up there before, and even when it's not really at flood stage, some of the little low-lying roads around there can get covered with water. So they're keeping an eye on it, and especially after the, Friday storm. We had all kinds of rain, so the things are swollen. And
only more is going to melt right now. It seems like all they can do is monitor the situation as for right now.
Hope for a gradual melting.
Hopefully.
We have a lot of winter to go, though.
Yep.
Go ahead. Do it again. We did that last hour,
I know we did. The time now is 8:16. After the break, a local business has donated thousands of dollars to local cancer care facilities.
Plus, we'll hear where and how you can recycle your Christmas tree in Bangor. These stories and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. It's a wintry mix out there, but pockets of orange are standing out against the white blanket of snow throughout the state. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes just like yours. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
Hammond Lumber Company appreciates the communities that have supported Hammond's prosperity and growth over the years. The Hammond team is grateful for the opportunity to give back by supporting local causes that sustain strong, vibrant communities throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond recognizes that they could not do this without your support. Thank you for choosing Hammond as your building project partner. Hammond Lumber Company, proud to serve local communities since 1953.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The biggest sale of the year starts right now, and it's only at the Furniture Gallery. Huge discounts everywhere during our year-end blowout sale. Recliners starting at $2.99. Queen mattresses also $2.99. And sectionals as low as $6.99. Save up to 75% off brand names like Ashley, Lane, Serta, Simmons, Nectar. You won't see these savings again, so don't miss your chance to purchase that special item now. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, Newport, and North Windham.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Welcome back, everyone. A Maine business has donated $10,000 to local cancer care centers. Darling's Auto Group has pooled money from all of its dealerships to support community charities during the holidays. The organization collected the funds back in October during its annual recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, where vehicles are given pink plates and proceeds are collected from each one that is sold. According to Executive Vice President Kevin Teseo, the donation comes as a response to support from the community.
The community supports us, and we feel that it is absolutely a part of our mission and always will be to give back and, to try really hard to affect the most people in our area.
The donation was shared between Sarah's House, the Beth C. Wright Cancer Resource Center, the Dempsey Center, and the Martha B. Weber Breast Cancer Center. For more information on how you can donate, you can visit their websites.
Christmas is over, and now the cleanup is underway. Christmas trees can be dropped off for recycling in Bangor at the Bangor Public Works 7 days a week from 7 a.m. until sunset. If you don't have a vehicle, you can put them out for curbside pickup starting January 3rd.
And we accept those just as long as they're cleaned and they don't have any metal stuck to them.
He says now that Bangor is using the bin system for trash, it can be difficult to get all the holiday items in the bins. You can also drop those off.
You can bring in paper, packing material, plastic bags, boxes, that type of thing.
The holiday trash will be accepted as of January 3rd. Bangor Public Works is located at 530 Main Avenue. There will be signs directing you where to go.
Time to get rid of all those Christmas trees. If you can't wait for the pickup next week, you can bring them right out there now. By the way, we were talking earlier, Old Town, they have a collection site set up by the Old Town Canoe Factory, the old site there where people can drop them off there. I checked in Orono. They have several sites at various parks around the city. You probably know where those are. They include Antoine Park, Casco Point, Ice Rink, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Or you can just check with your own town and they'll tell you where to put your trees.
Everybody has their own spot.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, the time now is 8:21.
Time for a full look at our forecast.
Hey, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Here's that area flood advisory again up until about 1 p.m. later this afternoon. I won't be surprised to see the time change on that again. This is because of an ice jam that has developed and it's just to the south and west of Lincoln. So anyone near that area may need to be careful with that ice jam, which is causing a little bit of flooding in a few spots. Let's zoom things out. Again, some snow developing further off towards the north. Some returns showing up on the radar. Further off towards the south and east, so a few flurries cannot be ruled out in those areas this morning. Anything that does fall will not be a huge deal. As we are watching this warm front right here that's developing right now, that's tracking off from the southwest, going toward the north and east, so it does equal some warmer temperatures that will be on the way for us coming up soon. And yes, the 40s. 40s will be back in the picture very shortly. So future gas moving forward, a lot of the snow will stay to the north today. A few inches could fall near the Presque Isle area, but overall for us, we're just going to remain mostly cloudy today and tonight. Maybe a few breaks of the clouds to reveal some sunshine, but ultimately the clouds will win out over the next few days or so. Then maybe watching for a little bit more precipitation on the way as we head towards Friday night, even into parts of Saturday. Maybe some rain further off towards the north. We'll have to wait till later this weekend, though, to the forecast period for our turn for more precipitation. But in the short term, again, it's just going to be dry overall for us. But any snow that does fall will stay in the northern ends of the state, where a few areas can see up to 3, maybe 4 inches of snow before we're all finished up, then dramatically falling off farther down to the south and west that you go. But wave heights are not too bad right now. No advisories in effect. 2 to 5 foot wave heights being noted at this point. So we're looking pretty good in general, though. Of course, if anything does get going, they will issue an advisory. But again, at this point, we're looking pretty good. Our average high temperature being 31 degrees. We'll be in the upper 30s today. Lower 40s Friday, and the middle to upper 40s Saturday into Sunday. Falling back really briefly Monday into Tuesday. And then look at this. This is quite something to look at. Maybe 56 by next Wednesday. Quite a few days away. So we'll see if this holds as we do get closer. Your forecast for today, upper 30s, mostly cloudy. Now east one getting up to about 5 miles per hour. As for tonight, upper 20s, mostly cloudy, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Moving ahead towards tomorrow, more of the same, mostly cloudy, highest in the lower 40s, as south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Here's a look at your extended forecast. So again, at least through the New Year's Eve, we're looking pretty good. Mostly cloudy, temperatures warming. Look at this, mid-40s by New Year's Eve. By New Year's Day, rain moves in, highs in the upper 40s, but then drying out by Monday, partly cloudy, highs in the low 40s.
Alice loves the scent of Gain so much, she wished there was a way to make it last longer. Say hello to your fairy godmother, Alice, and long-lasting Gain scent beads. Try Gain Odor Defense, be gone smelly everything.
Welcome to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop in Brewer.
And some call me the King.
There are RC trucks, cars, crawlers, and parts aplenty. There are planes, metal detectors, and gear galore. I have decreed that all people can book birthday parties with their RC vehicles provided for all. We have indoor and outdoor tracks and crawling courses available. Bring yourself, your family, and friends to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop, South Main Street, Brewer.
In recent years, we have seen many major shifts in the housing market. Maine Val has the experience and expertise to analyze these changes to provide a clear and accurate service for all your real estate appraisals. From estate and tax planning, divorce litigation, and other legal matters, we offer services to all our communities across the state of Maine. You do not have to navigate this turbulent market blindly. Trust in Maine Val's extensive experience to make highly informed decisions. Contact us today at 573-3222.
Come bowl a few games here at Bangor Brewer Bowling Lanes. We're one of the only candlepin bowling alley centers in Maine, conveniently located in the heart of Brewer. You always have the opportunity to simply bowl for fun. However, you can also join a league. We have youth leagues, adult and senior leagues. Now don't forget, we also host birthday parties for under $100, and gift certificates are also available. Give us a call right away at 989-3798 to make reservations for your birthday party today. Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground, Odland Road, Bangor.
Turning now to the fallout over the crisis at the southern border after the Supreme Court let Title 42 stay in place. For now, migrant families remain in limbo, but are still clinging to hope, and border facilities are overwhelmed. ABC's Andrea Fuji has more.
This morning, thousands of migrants are waiting just over the border to enter America. While in the U.S., people in El Paso, Texas are protesting the extension of Title 42, the pandemic-era policy that allows the U.S. to expel migrants back across the border without an asylum hearing. Luis Campos says many people sold their houses to take on this journey. How will you go back if you don't have a place to return to your country? The Supreme Court majority on Tuesday sided with a group of mostly Republican-led states and ordered Title 42 to remain in place pending a hearing before the justices. However, in the ruling, the court suggested that the president has the legal authority to lift the policy, but the White House insists they are deferring to the court. Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch, the only conservative to agree with the liberals on the court, wrote, "Court should not be in the business of perpetuating administrative edicts. We are a court of law, not policymakers of last resort." In the meantime, border states are overrun with migrants and are struggling with the lack of resources. It's estimated that 18,000 people could cross the border every day if the policy is lifted. Texas Governor Greg Abbott tweeting he's ordered shipping containers placed along the border to deter more illegal crossings, which has become a near humanitarian crisis in his state.
I just think they can't handle the numbers, and they don't have the funding from Congress. So here we are again waiting on Congress to act.
The Biden administration says it will continue to enforce Title 42 into the new year, even as people continue to attempt to cross. The Supreme Court has scheduled oral arguments on Title 42 for February. In the meantime, the White House is calling on Congress to pass comprehensive immigration reform, something not done in 36 years.
Now to the aftermath of that crippling snowstorm in western New York. The death toll has risen to at least 38, and the Buffalo area is bracing for that number to rise across the region. Progress is now underway, crews clearing snow over covered roads and restoring power to customers. But this morning, there are also clashes over the response to this record-breaking blizzard. ABC's Justin Finch has more.
The deep freeze across western New York breaking as temperatures rise. In Buffalo, the driving ban has lifted, freeing drivers to dig out and try restarting their cars once buried beneath more than 4 feet of snow.
I really can't use words to explain how bad it was.
Though power is back online for many, the National Guard is making door-to-door wellness checks after widespread outages.
Because we are fearful that there are individuals who may have perished.
The Erie County executive going on to call Buffalo's response to the monumental storm embarrassing.
Storm after storm after storm after storm. The city, unfortunately, is the last one to be opened.
Buffalo's mayor responding.
People have been working around the clock since the beginning of this storm.
Nationwide, the storm now blamed for at least 60 deaths, with more than 30 counted from the Buffalo area. Among those victims, 52-year-old Monique Alexander. Her daughter confirming to ABC News a man found her mother's body on a street and contacted her family on Facebook.
I lose 2 days of holiday pay plus 3 days of regular pay because I was supposed to be back Sunday.
Thousands of Southwest Airlines passengers are still stranded days after the storm. The discount carrier canceling more than 13,000 flights this week, with more cancellations today.
We're focused on safely getting all of the pieces back into position to end this rolling struggle.
And now Buffalo is prepping for another potential weather event, flooding due to rising temperatures, melting snow, and rain forecast. The governor says thousands of sandbags and hundreds of pumps and generators are ready if needed.
And now for a better story.
Much nicer tone to this one.
Much nicer story. I paused too long, my bad. Well, Israeli authorities have allowed rare access to a cave that's being excavated in the Judean desert. Journalists were allowed to enter the cave, located on a cliff overlooking the Dead Sea in the West Bank. The cave is a treasure trove of information about ancient life. Some 180 papyrus certificates were found in the cave. One of them bears the name of a Jewish rebel who led attacks against the Romans. The inhabitants who lived there were likely people of power who had to flee because of the war. Scientists are now collecting items that were left behind by looters.
I love that kind of stuff. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
Well, Congressman-elect George Santos is now being investigated by a local district attorney in New York. Santos admits he lied on his resume to get a congressional seat. He's now facing growing condemnation, but GOP leaders have been quiet as they gain a very slim majority in a few days. Fox News correspondent Caroline Shively has more on the fallout and how it could affect the Washington power structure.
In perhaps the understatement of the year, Congressman-elect George Santos summed up his lie-filled campaign this way to Fox News.
I made some mistakes, and I own up to them.
Those mistakes, first exposed by the New York Times, include lying about working for Goldman Sachs and Citigroup, graduating from college, and having grandparents who escaped the Holocaust. In post-election interviews, the Long Island Republican said he had never claimed to be Jewish, but said he was Jew-ish.
The idea that he would actually use the Holocaust, the atrocity, the unspeakable tragedy of the Holocaust, as a political stunt, it is such a hateful, disrespectful act to take towards the Jewish community.
That's the Democrat who lost to Santos last month. He's also getting pushback from some fellow Republicans, with Representative-elect Nick LaLota calling for the House Ethics Committee to investigate. However, one high-profile Republican is offering her support. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeting, "The left is attacking Santos because he's the first openly gay Republican elected, and they hate him for it." Kevin McCarthy has been silent about the scandal. With his razor-thin majority in the House, he can't afford to lose Republican support in his push to be Speaker.
I think the pressure falls on those very, very few members of Congress who are saying that they're going to oppose him no matter what.
As of now, Santos is set to be sworn in with his fellow House colleagues next Tuesday. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll have a recap of the biggest news stories from around the state from May and June of this year.
Plus, we'll also hear about the psychological tips on how to stay true to your New Year's resolutions. This time it will work, folks.
Yeah.
We'll have more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Finding the right vehicle for you and your family can be a daunting task. At Varney Buick GMC, our expert staff is here to make the journey as painless as possible. Our goal is to get you and your family in a vehicle that will best fit into your lifestyle. Communication is key, and our team makes sure to be completely transparent throughout the process, informing you on all of your options. Come experience Varney value, only at Varney Buick GMC.
Friday nights are about to get wild for basketball fans. Friday Night Fast Break is your source for everything that is Maine high school basketball, highlights, and local analysis. It's the only show that hits every corner of Maine's hardwood hoop landscape, high school, college, and professional. Join us Friday night during basketball season for Friday Night Fast Break on Fox 22 News at 10. Brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back. Today is Thursday, December 29th. There are just 2 days left in the year. This is Still Need to Do Day. You know how it is. Now that the holidays are over, it's time to start thinking of all the things that we still need to do to get them off our plates. We all have a ton of them.
The still need to do gets me. It's like, yeah, we have been thinking about it.
I need to organize my closet,
right.
but, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
This
all
is the
the
day to remind you, though,
things.
that, hey, you may want to start thinking about it so you can live a less stressful life. Once you get those things off your plate, things are good.
And it's good luck to go into the new year getting some of that stuff done.
Yeah.
But I love January and February for those projects because I don't know about you, but I don't touch those things in the warmer months.
Yeah, you don't have a lot to do, this time of year, so why not save them up for now?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, I think that's the right way to go. Well, on this day in history, in 1851, the first YMCA in the United States was founded in Boston. And in 1845, Texas was admitted as the 28th state. And in 2007, a more memorable one for many of us, the New England Patriots ended their season with a remarkable 16-0 season following a 38-35 comeback victory against the Giants. The first team since 1972 to win every game on the schedule.
Today's birthdays include actor Ted Danson, who played on Cheers, of course. He's 75. Actor Jude Law is 50. And news anchor Ashley Banfield is 55. There were a lot of pop stars and that kind of thing, too, but I don't know any of them.
Yeah,
so,
I get it.
Don't know.
If I don't know them, generally I don't put them in unless we're really scratching for birthdays. Yep.
Happy birthday to all of them, though.
Yeah, Christmas babies. Oh,
yeah,
it's rough. If you know anybody who's a Christmas baby, within a few weeks of Christmas, a December baby, give them an extra.
My sister was one.
Birthday
It was
shout
a
out.
few days before Christmas. I always felt bad for her because I didn't do quite as much on.
Right.
So.
My friend's a Christmas baby. She does a half birthday.
Yep.
Weather
today looks pretty calm and quiet out there. Not a terribly cold day. It's just going to be a bit gray.
Yep. Quite gray. You're going to have to make your own sun. Devin Biggs has the forecast.
Hey, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. We've made it to Thursday, and aerial flood advisory is in effect. It's been extended now and expanded, actually, until Thursday at around 1 p.m. again, just to the south and west of Lincoln. And yes, because of an ice jam, that continues to be an issue. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the time changed on this advisory again as things continue to develop with that ice jam that has since developed. But moving forward, though, we're going to be watching for some snow that's off toward the north this morning. And we've seen a few returns on the radar, so possibly a few flurries even in a few spots even this morning. But most of us today will stay dry with a mostly cloudy sky. And overall, we're not going to be looking too bad moving forward. Now, we do have a front that's tracking off from the southwest to the north and east. We have the warm front right over us, so it does mean some warmer temperatures will be on the way. 40s will make a return later on to the forecast period. But overall, winds will be out of the east at times in general, but jumping directions as you can tell. But the winds, even though they're changing directions, not too bad in general at around 5 miles per hour or less sustained. But futurecast, most of the snow will stay to the north. We'll just have the clouds, maybe some peaks of sunshine from time to time, but ultimately the clouds will win out overall. So your forecast for today, upper 30s, mostly cloudy. The east wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy again, lows in the upper 20s. Then the wind overall looking nice and calm. In our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, plenty of clouds. Temperatures making into the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All this week, we're taking a look back at some of the most memorable stories of the year. AJ Douglas highlights some of the top stories from May and June.
The U.S. Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade shocked the nation, sparking protests nationwide, including here in Bangor. Advocates gathered in front of the federal courthouse and Senator Susan Collins' headquarters in support of pro-choice rights.
I'm thinking about all the young people who are not going to have the same access to these services that my generation had, and I want to do better and right by them.
The trial of a Northfield man accused of triple murder began in early May. Thomas Bonfanti was later convicted of murdering 3 people and wounding a 4th, Regina Hall. Hall survived a gunshot wound to the face.
Being a survivor ain't an easy thing to do. I've shaked and cried for 2.5 years.
Parents of Foxcroft Academy students gathered for a peaceful protest to stand in solidarity after a judge allowed 2 students involved in a sexual assault case to continue attending school.
Became aware of it. We communicated with the proper authorities. We called the alleged victim, put in support immediately.
A NASA astronaut from Maine made sure to bring the state flag on their journey to space. Jessica Meyer flew the Maine state flag on the International Space Station. The flag is now on display at the Maine State Museum.
When we have the privilege of being in space and looking down at the state of Maine from above and really of the entire planet, it is absolutely life-changing.
Last, a Norwalk man that was reported missing after simply walking away from a psychiatric center unknowingly advanced the conversation concerning mental health. The mother of 37-year-old Graham Locker says she will never stop searching for her son.
We think that we've done a good job searching around Bangor, and my husband and I have certainly traveled.
The search continues for any information that will bring Graham Locker home. AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz and Ryan Sudol will have the latest with local sports.
Don't go away.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
It wasn't just a little bit of soot on an old family photo. It wasn't just a couple of books soaked in water. And when you called Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, you were not just another customer. That family photo hangs high yet again, and those irreplaceable first editions stay cemented in history. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
Every day is full of opportunity at the Bangor Region Y to connect, to love, and to grow. The Y is the heart of our community, serving all people from all walks of life. But we cannot do it alone. The Y relies on the support of organizations like those who sponsored Wednesdays with the Y. Their generosity enables us to better serve our community. We thank Bangor Savings Bank as our event sponsor and all others on this screen who help to keep the heart of our community beating strong.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. It's a wintry mix out there, but pockets of orange are standing out against the white blanket of snow throughout the state. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes just like yours. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
John Cena returns and joins Kevin Owens against Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We will start on the ice. After a few weeks off for winter break, Maine men's hockey is back out there prepping for their first game in a long time. We'll bring in Ryan Sudol for this one. Ryan, you were up in Orono talking with the Black Bears this week. What's going on at the Alfond?
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. I was up at practice on Tuesday, and the Black Bears are in a pretty good spot right now. They finished up their first half of their season hot, winners of 4 straight games. And it came at a pretty good time, too. After a good start, they went on a 5-game skid, but those games were all close, 1-goal games. They took their bye week, rattled off 4 wins, and then went home for break. So, yes, they're streaking to start the second half, but if you ask them, they kind of wish that they kept playing.
It was actually been nice to kind of keep playing after, when we were winning a few games there. So, we had 2 weeks off, and that's a long time to go without, real organized practice. And but the guys come back with good energy.
We've been here since July, though, and, we haven't had a break since then, so it was nice to get home and see our families. But for the momentum we built, the 4 weekends, actually, of the end of November to mid-December, we really got on a roll. So it's tough to leave that for 2 weeks and a break.
Yeah, so 4 wins in a row. Definitely tough to just kind of walk away from the ice after that. So sitting here right now, though, they're in a completely different spot than they were a year ago. They've beaten some good teams so far. They've hung with some good teams. So, Ryan, I'll ask you this. Can these guys make a run in Hockey East?
In short, Tyler, yes, I believe so. They believe so, too. They're basically past their toughest tests of the year and said that if they bring everything every night, that they think that they can hang with and beat just about anyone.
We believe in this locker room. Our coaches believe, every single one of our guys believe that we can make a push towards this back end of the season. It's going to be a grind for sure, and we're young, and we're gonna learn and develop through the process. But I think we got all the pieces that we need to really make a push. We're a hard-working team. Our work ethic's never in question. I think it's just putting the details together, putting all the little things together. It's going to allow us to propel forward and make a push.
And they start that push on Friday night in Colgate. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. Tyler, back to you.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Looking forward to see what they can do in this second half of the year. Now we'll go to some high school basketball. Let's start down east to Ellsworth for some Class C and D boys action between Sumner and Jonesport Beals. Sumner playing as the home team here. Tigers trying to get to 3-1 on the year. We'll start this one in the second quarter. James Brasted with the steal for Jonesport, and he is going to go coast to coast all the way to the hole for 2. Royals take the lead. End of the half, though. Here is Sumner. It's Nolan Christensen. Heads inside. Nice floater off the glass. Great touch right there. Tigers down 1 after 2. Second half now. Royals with it. Nice perimeter passing. Good ball movement. Braven Kenny knocks down the tray. That's going to tie things up. But the very next possession, the Tigers would return the favor. Off the feed from Aiden Griffin, Bryson Parrott hits a 3 of his own. Tigers take the lead, and they would take the victory. 48-43 is the final.
We just kind of came together and trusted our sets and our offense, and once we did that, we worked as a team and we did it. We got the W.
All right, to the Cross Center we go now, where Maine men's hoops looks to end their non-conference schedule in style. They are hosting Harvard. Midway through the first half, here's Harvard's Evan Nelson with a 3 from the wing. That's going to give the Crimson the lead. But at the end of the first, Jaden Clayton, he swings it over to Kellen Tynes. He nails a corner 3 at the end of the half, ties it at 33. That's a score in the break. Second half now. Getty Yusupaitis over to Clayton. He's going to hit a 3 from the pit to pull the Black Bears within 2. And finally, watch this alley-oop from Harvard's Iden Tradeout to Chris Ledlum right here. Great passing. This one had a great finish. Overtime would decide it. Crimson hang on to win 74-73. To the ice we go. Hamden Academy and Old Town Orono going at it. Broncos on the attack right now, up 1-0. Adrian Webb is going to wrist one towards the net, but Brock Park swallows it up. He makes the stop. Later on, Broncos again. It's Matthew Shane. He's going to send this one around, and then he's going to get it right back, right in front of the net there. Capitalizes from point-blank range. That is 2-0 Broncos. Black Bears on offense now. Dylan Davis is going to recover it. He's going to skate a bit, fire it towards the net, but Aaron Donovan is there for the save. And then later on, we are going to credit this goal to Keith Brooks. Right place at the right time. Hamden goes on to win it 5-2. And let's take a look at some other scores from around the area right now. In college ball, WPI over Husson, 72-62. That's down in Florida. In some boys basketball, George Stevens over Mattanocook, 57-48. In some hockey up north, Brewer takes a victory over Holton Hodgdon Katahdin, 4-0. And then in girls hockey, Penobscot over Cape Elizabeth, the Pioneers over Cape Elizabeth, 7-2. All right, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Interest rates are on the rise and making waves in the real estate market. Buying or selling? You need a navigator. I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Here at Garrett's Auto Sales, we believe in fair prices, superior service, and always treating the customer right. We have a fantastic selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, with some priced under $10,000. All our vehicles come with a complimentary 30-day warranty and can be seen at garrettsauto.com. Come see us at Garrett's Auto Sales, where we focus on you, the customer. We're located just 2 miles from the Brewer Walmart on Route 1A. We look forward to meeting you.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps, we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
CEM DP Porter Contractors has been in business for over 40 years in the Bangor area. We specialize in design build for commercial, medical, and residential. We can assist our customers with anything from lot procurement to helping find financing for your project, along with building maintenance and renovations. CEM DP Porter Contractors is currently hiring a Herman for multiple positions, including carpenters and laborers. We offer vacation, holidays, a 3% IRA match, and competitive pay. If interested in applying, please contact Jason at 207-848-7486.
Homes are selling in a single day. The real work happens well before. I'm Holly Taylor, and I have the expertise to guide you through your home improvements. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
The countdown to 2023 is on, and like many Americans, you may be thinking about resolutions you'd like to make throughout the new year. Fox's Matt Napolitano takes a look at the psychology behind following through on your goals and how you can help keep yourself on track for success.
With 2023 right around the corner, people are preparing to make their list of resolutions for the new year. From exercising more to cutting back on social media, advancing your career, and beyond, whatever your goals are, behavioral experts say they should be SMART, an acronym standing for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely.
For example, I might want to move my body more, and so I might start by going to the gym or going to yoga once a week. And then after 3 weeks, maybe I build on that. If you make your goals more specific like that, you have an ability to track them and then maybe change it up if it feels like it's not working for you.
You could also have more success following through on your resolutions in the long run by asking yourself this question.
Why is it that you want to make a change? These are questions of purpose and values and meaning. So maybe you do want to go to the gym and lose a couple pounds, but why? And if you can get to that core reason for why, research finds that you are much more likely to actually follow through on your goals and make it happen.
But no matter how well mapped out your resolutions are, psychologists say it's perfectly normal to hit a slump, as new habits are hard to immediately apply to your life.
Habits can take really anywhere. Research suggests from 22 days to 290 days. And so giving yourself maybe 30 to 90 days to really work on one specific goal and build on that goal throughout that time.
Matt Napolitano, Fox News.
Just be good to yourself. You know, we all know ourselves. We know what we're capable of. And, and probably not doing too much all at one time is not a good thing.
It's definitely a heavy question to ask yourself why you want to do something, because if it's about insecurity or something, it's hard to kind of dig through that and deal with that. But I think New Year's resolutions are always good. Just be kind to yourself in the meantime, and if you slip up and you have a day where you can't really
try again the next day.
Just try again.
Yeah, it's life. We're always trying to improve our lives as we go. So you're not going to do it overnight. Just pick away at it.
Pick away.
Now it's time for a look at our forecast. Not too bad at this point.
It's kind of gray.
Still wondering about New Year's Eve, but it'll be warm at least.
Of course. There you go. Here's meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Hey, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Here's that area flood advisory again up until about 1 p.m. later this afternoon. I won't be surprised to see the time change on that again. This is because of an ice jam that has developed, and it's just to the south and west of Lincoln. So anyone near that area may need to be careful with that ice jam, which is causing a little bit of flooding in a few spots. Let's zoom things out. Again, some snow developing further off towards the north. Some returns showing up on the radar. Further off towards the south and east, so a few flurries cannot be ruled out in those areas this morning. Anything that does fall will not be a huge deal. As we are watching this warm front right here that's developing right now, that's tracking off from the southwest, going toward the north and east, so it does equal some warmer temperatures that will be on the way for us coming up soon. And yes, the 40s. 40s will be back in the picture very shortly. So future gas moving forward, a lot of the snow will stay to the north today. A few inches could fall near the Presque Isle area, but overall for us, we're just going to remain mostly cloudy today and tonight. Maybe a few breaks of the clouds to reveal some sunshine, but ultimately the clouds will win out over the next few days or so. Then maybe watching for a little bit more precipitation on the way as we head towards Friday night, even into parts of Saturday. Maybe some rain further off towards the north. We'll have to wait till later this weekend, though, to the forecast period for our turn for more precipitation. But in the short term, again, it's just going to be dry overall for us. But any snow that does fall will stay in the northern ends of the state, where a few areas can see up to 3, maybe 4 inches of snow before we're all finished up, then dramatically falling off farther down to the south and west. There you go. But wave heights are not too bad right now. No advisories in effect. 2 to 5 foot wave heights being noted at this point. So we're looking pretty good in general, though. Of course, if anything does get going, they will issue an advisory. But again, at this point, we're looking pretty good. Our average high temperature being 31 degrees. We'll be in the upper 30s today. Lower 40s Friday, and the middle to upper 40s Saturday into Sunday. Falling back briefly Monday into Tuesday. And then look at this. This is quite something to look at. Maybe 56 by next Wednesday. Quite a few days away. So we'll see if this holds as we do get closer. Your forecast for today, upper 30s, mostly cloudy. Now east one getting up to about 5 miles per hour. As for tonight, upper 20s, mostly cloudy. And the wind overall looking nice and calm. Moving ahead towards tomorrow, more of the same. Mostly cloudy, highest in the lower 40s. As south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Here's a look at your extended forecast. So again, at least for the New Year's Eve, we're looking pretty good. Mostly cloudy, temperatures warming. Look at this, mid-40s by New Year's Eve. By New Year's Day, rain moves in, highs in the upper 40s, but then drying out by Monday, partly cloudy, highs in the low 40s.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
When you're ready to go, but static says, whoa. Try Bounce Lasting Fresh. More freshness, more softness, less static, less wrinkles. New Bounce Lasting Fresh. Yeah, it's the sheet.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
Come try one of our daily specials at Pat's Pizza in Hamden.
Tuesday, spaghetti or ziti with meatballs or sausage, only $5.50.
Wednesday, large one-topping pizza, only $8.50.
Thursday, get an oven-baked wrap for only $6.
Friday is fish and fries for only $8.
And Saturday, get a small one-item pizza with a fountain soda, only $8.
Bring the family to Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road, North Hamden.
Opposite water?
Sand. 25 words or less.
Going home with another $10,000. Thank you, Carson.
You're welcome. What's 10% of 10,000?
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22. Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Now let's head over to see what Howard has cooking up for us in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Where did the year go? It's hard to believe that New Year's Eve is right around the corner. Now, we know that many of you will be staying home instead of going out to celebrate. Maybe you're having a few friends over and counting down the new year with a celebration of your own. Whether you go big or do something more laid back, we've got a fun and festive dessert dip that'll help you ring in the new year. To whip this up, we combine a cup of dry white cake mix, straight out of the box, with some canned vanilla frosting and a good amount of pink champagne. We beat this together until it's light and fluffy. You see, the combo of the frosting and the cake mix is what gives our dip a fancy bakery taste. And the champagne, well, what's New Year's without a little bubbly? Now we put this in a bowl and top it with some golden white decorating sugar to add a little shimmer. Surround it with some fresh berries and ladyfingers for dipping, and you're all set. It may sound simple, and it is, but let me tell you, it'll be the talk of the dessert table. To get the recipe for our champagne dessert dip, simply check out our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a party-perfect way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Happy New Year.
Or if you're on a budget, just rip open a can of that frosting, set it down, and say, there you go, folks.
Heavy whipping cream, too,
Yeah.
if you have a, whatever the thing you